John.
And Ronnie.
Out today on a quick out and about, and look who we got with us, Moose. Say hi, little Ranger. Stop it. Okay, so Ranger's with us. We're just a quick out and about. Is there anything you want to talk about real quick? I know it's something I want to talk about.
You started, and then if something comes to mind.
Okay, so today what I wanted to address is dumbass neighbors again. So
it's a gripe session.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a little bit of a gripe session. So what I'm annoyed about is, you guys all know the situation with my mom, and we have like tons of boxes and deliveries to come to the house and stuff that she needs for her, her well care and up care and take and whatever. So like I said, we have things delivered, Amazon sometimes 3-4 times a day. But it's just the way it is. So the next door neighbor has an issue. Now, this is about the third time that something was delivered to his house and he took it inside. And if I hadn't approached him about it, I probably would have never got myself back. Now, the first 2 times, believe it or not, it was a Kindle that I ordered from Amazon. And the first time I ordered one, I think was in 20 or 2021. It was delivered to his house, and thank goodness that Amazon has this thing where they take pictures of the house or the door that is delivered at. And I'm so thankful for that, because right away I knew it was his house. And I contacted Amazon, told them that, number one, they delivered it to the wrong place, and I tried to contact him. I don't know if he ignored me. He ignored me for like a day or a day and a half. Then next thing I know, he contacts me saying, "Oh, I'm going to give it back to you. I thought it was mine and I opened it." No, you thought it was yours. No, you knew it wasn't yours and you was going to keep it. That was issue number 1. Issue number 2, 2022, I ordered another Kindle. Same thing. They delivered it to his house, but the thing about it is I got on it right away. When I got the notification that Amazon delivered it, I saw the picture, I went out right away and I saw that it was on the picture. I saw that it was his house. Then maybe like in 5 minutes, it was gone. So I went over and I knocked on the door, and it was somebody was at the door, because I know they heard me knocking, and I saw their shadow at the door. So I'm like, why aren't you opening your door? And they ignored me. And so once again, I contacted Amazon. I'm like, you people give me my money back. I'm not going through this, because I don't know what. And the thing about it is, we lived next to them for 20 years, and I don't understand why he does stuff like that. I was friends with his wife. She used to do my hair. But he's got an issue, and I don't know if the issue is with John. I don't know what, but all this stuff started happening once me.
Why you say the issue with John? I cut his lawn.
I don't care what you do. I don't think he likes the fact that I'm married to a white woman. And they're from some part of Africa, so I think that that's what his issue is. You know what, though? I don't care. So every time, so this will be the third, maybe 4th time. So my mom had a box delivered yesterday. And once again, they took a picture, and it's his house, because he is the only one on the block that leaves his storm door open. Why? I don't know. They never close it. That's the whole idea behind the security doors. You close it. They're the only ones ever had their door wide open. So that was it. The box was in front of the door with it being wide open, and they had this little brown mat under it. And I'm like, that's their mat. I just wish that the guy had took a better picture of it, so I could say, yeah, for no doubt, yeah, that is your door, but I know it's his house. So I had John to text him and everything, and he claims, he didn't get it. So John said, well, that's awfully funny, because FedEx has a picture of your door. So, can you look and see it, whatever. After he said he didn't get it, and John said, well, we got a picture of it in your door, he just ghosted us. Didn't hear nothing from him for the rest of the night. So this morning, I told him, I said, give me his number. I called him, and I told him, listen, FedEx, because they will let you know that they delivered within the vicinity, because they do it with GPS. So they said it was in the vicinity. I know it was there. I know it was his house. He claims, no. So I left him a message. My package was delivered to your house. Unless you can prove that this isn't a picture of your house, I would like my package as soon as possible. I said, my mom is bedridden. We order these things for her. She needs it. I don't have time to be playing games. And I also text him. He called me back like 5 minutes later. Oh, this isn't, I didn't have it. And I don't have it, I looked or whatever, blah, blah, this. It's like John said, he got to save face. He's trying to save face now, so he can't give it back because he said he didn't have it. You know, he said flat out he did not have it. So how are you going to get it back to me now? You know, but I don't appreciate that. It's just, to me, it's rudeness. We have never done anything to him. And I'm like, why are you taking people's packages? And and I asked him, I said, have you had any problem with people stealing your packages? And he's like, no. So I'm like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. So that's what I'm hot and bothered and mad about today, is neighbors that you think that you can trust for whatever reason, you know, stealing your packages. This is like the second neighbor that's done this. This one, first of all, see if you agree with me on this in the comments. When a package is delivered to your house and you pick it up and you see your name's not on it, and you see it's your next door neighbor, do you or do you not take it over to your next door neighbor right away? If I take it in the house, it's because I have a lot of bags in my hand or something like that. Meanwhile, I put those bags out, I'm right back out and I'm taking a package. You know, if my neighbor across the street had something delivered, I put a note on it and put it over in her gate. You know, I'm like, I'm not trying to take somebody else's packages.
And we don't even like her.
Yeah, so that is the case with me. But again, it's not my shit. You know, so I'm not going to keep somebody else's stuff. But I'm just mad because my mom's on a fixed income. She can't keep ordering this stuff or whatever. Or I told her, so you can dispute it with the bank if they don't give you a refund or send. But the idea is she wants the product, you know. So I'm like, I'm just annoyed at the whole thing.
So not to interrupt you, but let's go back because you brought up the race thing. So tell us the story about when his wife was doing your hair.
Okay. So the reason why I think he has a problem with white people is because before I got with John, his wife Fatima used to do my hair all the time, and I loved it, no problem. I used to go over, she invite me in her house, she was doing hair out of her basement. Never had an issue. Everything was fine. When John and I got together, we got married, we moved back down to my house. You guys have heard that story before. We moved back down to my house. All of a sudden, she stopped doing my hair. Now, I was like, she stopped doing my hair in her house. She would come over to my house and do it. So I'm like, well, okay, no problem. I knew that they were maybe doing some renovation in their house or whatever. I did not step foot back in her house after he knew that John and I were married. Okay, so it was palatable, so I could tell that was the issue. But it's okay for John to cut his grass, you know. But I'm like, okay, you know, fine.
Because we the help.
Well, you really probably are the help. Yep. So I don't know what made me. I could just tell. And the issue is, and I know that's the issue, he just doesn't like it. But I don't care whether he likes it or not. So she stopped doing my hair because of John. And then all of a sudden these things start happening where things disappearing, or you don't want to talk, or you don't want this. I don't have to talk to you. The thing about it is, you know, I'm a good neighbor. There was one time where a raccoon got into their garage, and I don't know if they were home. He went in the garage. A raccoon was getting in their house, and I called them, let them know, hey, you might want to come out and close your garage door. A raccoon is coming in your house, you know. Or it was one time something was going on, they weren't home, and they left the door open or something, and I let them know. So I'm a good neighbor, you know. I'm going to do that. My whole thing is, it's not in your best interest to be a nasty neighbor if you know one day you might need that neighbor. You never know when you're going to need somebody's help or have to depend on somebody. So you should try to be nice. I'm a good neighbor, you know, so I wouldn't expect anybody to act that way towards me over some racist shit and, you know, or race shit. And I don't like it. I don't have to put up with it. As far as I'm concerned right now, you done made an enemy. So you better watch out. Don't come to me. Don't ask me anything. Like they're from Africa, so they go over to Africa a couple times a year. Nobody's watching their house. They asked me one time, hey, we're going to be out of the country. Can you make sure, or take a look and make sure nothing? Of course I would do it, because I like this white. Never liked him, though, because he always had this air of superiority, and it just got on my nerves. So I'm like, I'm done. You done took one too many packages, and now I'm like, I can't have any more. So I'm done. What do you think about the whole idea, Dave?
I don't know. Let me ask you this. You being a black woman, and what do you think as far as, do you think it's more just a racist, or where do you think that stems from? Do you think that's a culture of Africa where the woman doesn't really take the lead a lot of times in that culture?
Um, yeah, I definitely think that women are definitely not, you know, the superior one or whatever, not the one that does it. Well, the
The
one that
lead
does
dog.
everything. Yeah, I mean, and we all, I think we all know that. But again, that's your culture. Fine, that's your culture. I don't have to abide by. You're not going to treat me like I'm your wife, and disrespect me or don't show me any kind of regard whatsoever. I'm not the one, So it is what it is. But like I said, I did things because I really like this wife, and I considered her a friend. But after all that stuff happened, I'm like, well, I'm not trying to make things hard for her. So she don't want to do my hair, she don't have to do my hair. And then that's when I started doing my own hair. But
And she is very nice.
she is nice. And the thing about it is, I knew that she was still doing hair out of her house because a friend of mine that I had told her about her doing hair was still going to her and taking her daughter there. So I'm like, oh, okay, so it's just me. Oh, that's all right. So again, I had to figure out to do something with my hair anyway, so it worked out for the better. But that's what I wanted to rant and rave about today. Real quick video while we're taking Ranger out on a little romp.
It's a fall romp.
Ranger. Oh, there it is. So yeah. So you guys let us know in the comments because we're gonna get back to doing some more videos.
Yeah, we got a good video coming up. Pork pirates. Let's all ham it up.
Okay, that's kind of a similar situation to what I was just talking about. My next door neighbor thought that some guy stole one of our packages, told us to check our cameras, and check our cameras, and there was nobody that stole anything. He claimed on his grainy camera that he had a picture of somebody stealing something. So naturally, I went to our cameras and, me being the sleuth that I am, took several pictures, posted it together or whatever. It showed that the person was coming out of my next door neighbor's house with one of his kids. They came out, they crossed over the grass and went up the street and came back. And what he thought was the same person wasn't the same person. That person was dressed in all black. Then a random guy just come walking up the street with light colored pants on. He claims that was the porch pirate that stole something from stole a package from my neighbor's house, and that wasn't the case. This guy didn't have anything in his hand. He was just walking by. And he thought that it was the same person. He was like, no, he stole something. So I asked my neighbor today when I was telling him about my mom's package, I said, well, since, our package wasn't there, have you had any packages stolen from you this week or at any time? And he said no. So that totally negated what my other neighbor said. There was no package stolen. So I don't know what he saw, what he thought he saw, but that was just a random person that he blamed for something that guy didn't do. So that's what John meant when he was talking about pork pirates, but that's an inside joke. So, yeah. So that, like I said, that's what I wanted to talk about. You guys let us know in the comments if you've had any issues with neighbors doing, stuff like that. Just really shitty stuff. It just doesn't make any sense. And, I'm just tired of it. In today's world, there's too much stuff going on. I shouldn't have to worry about, my neighbors taking my package. This is the third time. And to me, there's no reason to take the item inside your house. There's no reason for it. When you look and you see it's not yours, don't do anything like that. So that's what I'm going to end on, folks. Thank you for watching, and peace out.